Robert Henderson Jr. Show, featuring Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner and president of the Henderson Financial Group. Understanding money. It's all about the money. Understanding money.
Good morning, South Florida. Hello, world. This is Robert Henderson Jr. I'm a certified financial planner and I'm a certified tax coach. I'm also the president of the Henderson Financial Group. And joining me live here is my sister-in-law.
Oh, you know what? I think
we need
both
mics.
in the new year. It'll help if we had mics. We just talking amongst, like we're at the kitchen table. Okay.
Well, we were just talking.
We were just talking.
Good morning,
Thank
good
you
morning,
Robert.
South Florida. Hello, world. This is Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach, live in the beautiful studios of the Henderson Financial Group. Yes, I'm Robert Henderson Jr. I am the president of the Henderson Financial Group, and joining me right next to me is my wonderful sister-in-law, business partner, vice president of the Henderson Financial Group, my wife's little sister, Lynda V. Harris. How you doing, Lynda?
I'm great. Happy New Year on this first Saturday of the year.
Yes.
Life is good. I'm doing well. A lot going on. But we're here.
Yes.
And I'm happy I'm here.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, everything's great.
Yes. It's kind of chilly. It's kind of chilly here in South Florida, right?
It is, and I love it.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. The good thing about us, it'll last, what, 2 days? Tops?
2 or 3 days, yeah.
And then we're back to our tropical.
80 degrees.
Yeah.
And then it'll
I
probably,
love it.
another front will come, so it's pretty good. Good change. So we don't get the 4 seasons, but, hey, it's pretty, I'll
We get
take
2
it.
seasons, hot and hotter.
I'll take it. But listen,
too.
we got a great show lined up for you today. As I was thinking that there's always more than to life than what meets the eye. And there's always 2 things going on. And I said today I want to talk about there's more to real estate than what it appears to be. So I want to talk about the many advantages of owning real estate, okay? And how the benefits that you might not have never known or even thought about. And surprisingly, a lot of people don't know the many benefits of owning real estate. But as I was thinking about that, when I was saying, Lynda, there's always more than what meets the eye. And there's always 2 things that's going on, And as I was thinking about that is because what appears, most people just take it for face value. But it's always something else bigger behind that. And I was having a conversation with Larissa, matter of fact, and she has an engineer client, and we were talking about he's I'm 62, so I think he's about 60 years old, and he has a lot of not a lot, but he has some term insurance.
Okay.
And his wife doesn't work, and she has term insurance.
Okay.
And I was explaining to them that term insurance is okay when you're younger, but then as you get older, you need to probably switch over, to get some ownership and have something permanent so the premiums won't go up,
Right, because you may not be insurable as you get older.
Right, and things happen. You
Things
follow me?
happen, absolutely.
And he debated me because he listens to some other people.
Does he have a financial insurance background?
No, he doesn't, but he's an engineer, a computer engineer.
Okay.
So, he listens to some other financial advisors that say that, all you need is term and invest the rest. And I, myself, Lynda, I used to feel like that for the first 20 years of my career.
I remember.
That's all I did was bought term, But I had an epiphany, like the guy named Paul who's in the scriptures.
Absolutely.
He had an epiphany, and then he was born again, and he saw better, A lot of times, at certain times in our life, we'll get an epiphany and we'll say, when I was a child, I thought as a child.
Absolutely.
Now I'm an adult, I must think as an adult, right?
Absolutely.
But some people never change. And me, back when I was in my 18, 19 years old, I used to have this company called A.L. Williams. That's now really Prime America. And it made a lot of money off term insurance.
Yes, it did.
And you still have a lot of people that's just, just like, no, term insurance.
That's all I know. It's hard to have people unlearn things, huh? Once they go, which is sad, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, but a lot of people are so programmed and shut,
Yeah.
But I want to talk about, so I was talking to this guy and I was talking to Larissa and I was saying, listen, let's just look at the concept, the principle. Because a lot of times when I'm looking for answers, I find that you can always find your answers in nature.
Okay.
You know what I mean by
Okay.
that?
Okay.
You can
Just what's around you.
the nature, the principles of how the world works, how life works, how the system works, you know? But you have to have this third eye, so to speak. You have to be able to come back and really look at the whole totality, the big picture.
Okay.
And let me tell you what I mean by that.
Okay.
When I was younger, when I was in my, mid-20s, younger, 24, 25, I bought term. Mainly, I bought it because I had two small kids,
Okay.
Hyacinth and her brother Bobby, Robert.
Okay.
And I wanted to at least have some coverage.
Okay.
It was the cheapest type of life insurance that you can possibly buy. It made sense
So
then.
you had something.
Because I didn't have a lot of money then.
Okay.
And I was actually just trying to get my grind on and learning and growing. So I had to have some, I didn't want to be naked, so to speak, right?
Gotcha.
And I got that, you know? So, but the principle, what I mean by the principle, thank you. What I mean by the principle, when is it ever good? When is buying the cheapest thing ever been the best thing? Forget about insurance.
Right.
Let's talk about principle.
Oof.
When has ever been
Let me think.
and when has it ever been buying the low hanging fruit or getting the low hanging fruit is the best fruit?
When is the cheapest ever been the best value?
Yes.
Lasted the longest.
Yeah.
A cheap purse,
Yes.
cheap hair, your cheap weave, cheap jewelry. I mean, I'm just going to the basics. When has it provided the best value? Is what you're saying?
Just in concept, you know.
Okay.
When I can't think of anything that is the easiest that in the end is the best.
Sometimes in the beginning, if you buy inexpensive to get it done, in your case, to have some coverage.
Right.
But it's not indefinite, and it
Right.
doesn't last forever. At some point, you got to level up.
And we're not necessarily talking about insurance. We're just
Right.
talking about the
I
principle.
agree. Okay, I hear you.
You understand what I mean by
got
that?
you. I got you.
When I'm trying to think in my life, my 62 years, and you join me also. Just think about it. When is buying or doing something that is easy as opposed to doing something that's hard better?
Gotcha.
What I mean by that, let's look at compensation. Let's look at wealth. Everyone who has amassed wealth, oftentimes you have to do something that the other person either couldn't do or wouldn't do, because you have to separate yourself from value. If you do what's easy, everybody's doing what's easy, right?
Right.
So
right.
everybody's not wealthy. I mean, if you want a job and you want to go and sweep the floor with a broom, is that really hard to do?
No, it's not.
So are they going to pay you a lot of money?
No, they're not.
But as opposed to you want to be a heart surgeon, is that easy to do?
It is not. With 10, 12 years of education.
Is all your friends,
student loans,
are who in your neighborhood you grew up
late-night
with,
study?
they saying
No.
they studying to be a heart surgeon?
No, they're not.
So do you think that it's fair for heart surgeons to make more income, earn more money than someone who sweeps the floor?
100%.
So easy. When is this principle? When is easy? When it's cheap? When has that ever been, in the long run, the best thing?
It hasn't. It's not.
Isn't it easy to gain weight?
Oh, yes.
Especially after you get a certain age.
Oh, yes. And it's hard as heck
Yes.
to get it off.
So which one is better?
Yeah.
In the long run.
Gotcha.
Gaining weight, because it's so easy. Just go and eat you some ice cream, a lot of sweets, a lot of breads, a lot of carbs. Especially once you get past 40 and 50 years old, when your metabolism's, a lot of us slows
And it's
up.
hard to get up and get out there and run and take that walk and run for 6 miles. Yeah.
So therefore, there's
got
always two things going on. And when you're young, you go for the sugary, sweet stuff. You don't want the vegetables, the greens, the fruits. Who don't want that? Because it's so easy. Matter of fact, when you get ready to go to any grocery store in the world, right near the checkout counter, they don't have fruits and vegetables. They have what's easy, what tastes good, right?
Yes, they do.
So looking at this whole concept and principle, that is the beginning of wisdom. Then you start thinking, you're saying, wow, I wish I would have known this when I was younger. But younger, you're stupid, you're naive, and you want it quick and in a hurry. Everything is quick and in a hurry. Everything is quick and in a hurry. Everything. Quick and fast. Blah, 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 blah. Like a rabbit. You know? But as you get older, you say, okay, I want marinate it, you know? I want to soak this thing, you know? I want to cook it overnight, you know?
Right.
I mean, I want the wine to
I
stay
want it to
in.
last. I want value.
I want value,
yeah.
you know? And for the young and the mentally, you're thinking that, no. So when this guy's an engineer who's supposed to build things, I was totally blown when I was explaining the concept to him. Because I said, listen, you got a term insurance.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 20-year term.
Mm-hmm.
You've already had it for, I think he had it for 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
You have 7 more years. He says he'll just ride it out for 7 more years, and then at the end of 7 more years, then he'll get permanent insurance. I say, well, first of all, you're gonna be
older.
You're gonna be older. It's gonna cost you more. You know? And I said, plus at the 7 more years, how do you know in between now and 7 more years you don't have some unexpected illness that will come up?
You may not be insurable.
Well, you might be
yeah.
right.
Tell me it got through to him.
No. So I always say there's 3 kind of people. Those that just see, we just know, we just get it. We just say, okay, I know, I just know this. I know not to get on crack. I just know it. Nobody got to tell me. I just know. I can look at you, you know. So
Okay.
there's the things that we just know,
Okay.
things that we know when we're told,
Okay.
and the things that we don't even know that we won't even know that we don't know. Now this guy reminds me of the 3 people that there are people that you can talk that know. There's people that they'll know when you tell them, and there's people that when you talk to them, you can talk to them till you blue in the face.
Yeah.
You can tell them everything, they just do not get it. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like a lot of supporters, right wing supporters of Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Trump can say anything, you know, and they believe it.
Yeah.
They
Despite the facts.
They don't care what you say,
Yeah.
despite the facts. You know, so when I say that, I want you all to look. Is there anything easy that's good? Is there anything cheap that's in the long run that's good? Now, that's
And
different.
I'm not talking about a female men.
Well, Lynda, there's always 2 things going on, and you have to be able to have this third eye not to fall for the trap. I mean,
you.
the mice, when he seen the cheese, the mice says, oh, that's easy, there's cheese. But then when he went for it, he got. So that's the principles of life.
Gotcha.
So when is it ever good to do in the long run what's easy?
Can't think of a time.
First, let's say hello to our
Let's do it. Good
let's say
morning,
hello.
everybody.
all right, here we got there go Denise Ward. Denise, how you
Hey,
doing?
Denise, Joanne. Hey, Tracy, how are you? Miss Redhead, how are you? June.
Happy.
Brenda Brown, hey there. Hey, Devaney, Happy New Year. Dorothy Henderson, good morning. Curtis Kegler, hey, Curtis. Lynette, how you doing, Blondette?
The gang's here.
Doretha, love you. Nights Young. Larissa, hey, good morning, Larissa. Micah Longo. Dottie, hey, Miss Dodd. Erica Owens, Tracy Tompkins. Parnell, how you doing, Parnell? Happy New Year. Joe Witherspoon. DeLawrence Moore, good morning and Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you for getting up early and hanging out with us.
Yes, the gang's all here. So the reason why I can say this is because I for my first 37 years in the financial services, for the first 20 years, that's all I did was buy term and invest risk. I sold it, gave it to everybody.
Hey, Kareem Bryant.
Everybody, I sold term and I invested risk. And listen, I was making good commission.
Okay.
And some of the people I sold term, you know, people were 50 years old, you know, and I sold it, them and their wife, and then 20 years later, I mean, when you're young, you know, and you're 25 years old and you sell term insurance, that's what you've been told. See, because when I got in the financial services business,
Hey, Keith Jennings.
see, when I got in the financial services business, when you're young and you're broke and you want to get into the financial services business, you work with these companies.
Okay.
And they just tell you, here, go sell this, go sell this. There's how much commission you can make, go sell this. So you don't really have a lot of analytical wisdom then.
Okay.
You're just kind of like doing what you're
You're
told.
just hustling, you grinding.
It's like
getting out
somebody
there,
who's
sell,
18 years
sell,
old.
sell.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like you're 18 years old. You didn't want to go to college, and hey, the Army said go here and be all you can be.
Okay.
So they give you boot camp, give you a big rifle and some boots, and you go in the desert, and you just shoot people you don't know why. Don't think about why. Don't try to analyze it. Just do what they tell. Go over the hill and shoot. So you don't really look at the whole what are we really doing here until you're probably much older. You understand?
Absolutely.
And when you're young and you're getting into the financial service, you just do what you're told, whether you work for this insurance company or that investment company or what, you just do
You
what
haven't
you're
had
told.
time to research, to dig into it,
No.
to compare products, to see which one is better, to see which one is better at this age. You just get out there and do
Because
it.
that's not your job, and plus you broke, and now you're trying to get into something, so you don't know.
You just get out there and hit it.
It just depends on how lucky you were to get into a firm, and what they were selling.
Gotcha.
A lot of people got into firms and they were selling penny stocks. You know what I mean? They were selling a lot of
Boiler
junk.
rooms, yeah.
You didn't really know.
Gotcha.
'Cause you just got a job.
Gotcha.
So, and then later on, you have an epiphany and you say, hold on, wait a minute. I remember talking to some insurance executives and saying, listen, why would anybody on earth buy $1 million policy when 30-year-old could buy $1 million policy for, I don't know, $300 a year? Why would they pay $3,000 a year for that same policy? That makes no sense. If you're dead, you're dead. And I thought like that. And listen, when you look at things from the surface and you don't look at your third eye, that appears to be correct because it's simple. That's the low-hanging fruit. Look at it, it's right there.
Right.
It's like the mice saying, "Oh, there's some cheese. I'm hungry. Go get it. What are you waiting for?"
But when you research and first of all, the fact that it's such a big business and people are buying it, I think I would owe it to myself to do some research and find out why it's so popular.
Why is what so popular?
The product you just mentioned, as
term?
opposed to $3,000 for insurance, or why would somebody get $1 million policy for $3,000 a year when I can get one for $300? There's a reason why, and you got to dig down and find out.
But most people,
Yeah.
we all want cheap, quick, and fast.
Right.
You follow me? And it's human nature.
It's human nature.
And then especially when they tell you to buy that and invest the rest of your money. When they already have the data, they have data. Business people work off forms and data and reports,
Right.
not what you feel, not what you think. They want proof.
Right.
So they already have the data. Even though it says buy term and invest the rest, they know that people, the majority, 90% of the people are not doing
They're
that.
not going to do it. Never have, and they're still not doing it.
That's like saying, oh, I got an idea. Just tell the people don't steal. Oh, I got an idea. Just tell people don't go to crime, and guess what? Don't do crime, and we won't have no more jail. You don't think the people have heard that?
Yeah.
Just because you tell them that, you think they're just going to do it? Just because you tell Johnny, I want you to do your homework, he just going to do it? I mean, so just buy term and invest the rest? Most people don't even know about investing. And they have data. They have data to see exactly what is going on and what people are doing, right?
The statistics that there's a reason they spend billions of dollars on what they call R&D, research and development. They research you. They research our habits. And it takes up, Patrick Harris just said, good morning, the culture, they know, and behavior of a person is hard to change. It's hard to change the behavior and culture of a person, and they know all about it.
They really know that. They study us.
I know.
So now, thank God, I kept what happened with me. The first 10 years, I had a 10-year term, and it was cheap. And it was $1 million. If something happened to me, my family's covered.
Okay.
And then 10 years later, I was 10 years older.
Okay.
Thank God I was still, healthy and active.
Okay.
I did it again.
Okay.
This time, it cost a whole lot more for that $1 million because I was 10 years older.
10 years older. Okay.
And so I kept doing 10 years. I was so frugal, man. Hey, Lynda,
You
talk.
wouldn't do a 30-year. You just did
Lynda.
10-year increments.
Lynda, when I started dating your sister 37 years ago, every time I would come to your mother's house to pick her up to go to the movies, I would stop by and get gas.
Okay.
And guess how much gas I would put in the car?
Fill it up.
$2.
What?
Yes, because remember I had all these. And finally, I didn't think she noticed it was the second nature to me. And finally, she says, "Robert, let me ask you a question. Why every time we get ready to go somewhere, you got to stop and get gas?"
because you put $2 in.
I was so frugal.
That is amazing.
Because I had old car. The car didn't cost no more than $500. I used to always buy used cars. You know,
Okay, all
because I didn't really, I never. Still today, I don't really care about cars. I need just transportation, right?
Right.
And I would go there and pick her up
$2, Robert.
because I felt like, listen, money. I need to always have my mind and my money on my mind, right?
Gotcha. All
and
right.
I'm not going to put $20, or $10 into a gas tank.
Well, back then things were,
Yeah, but still, I wasn't going to fill it up, and I may need that money for a sandwich.
And you're going on a date. And what if she wanted a cocktail?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna fill a gas. I just want listen.
right.
I figured out we're gonna go there. How much?
And he's not kidding.
No, I'm very
he's
serious.
not kidding.
I remember I remember that, and I did that for a long time.
Okay.
And then your sister, I guess your father had told her you get more mileage if you just fill fill a tank up. And then she changed me. I started filling the gas tank up. But before I never would do that. That was my mindset.
And that's why you bought 10-year increments life insurance?
Yes.
You just
That's why I bought.
save my money.
That's right.
10 years is $2.
If I make it
30
10 years and I'm
is
still alive,
$6.
let's go again. Let's do another 10
Not
years.
knowing you're getting older and it's going to be more expensive because it's cost prohibitive to buy it in 10-year increments.
Yes. And what people don't understand, when you
Gotcha.
start getting 50 years old and you got a term insurance policy, the cost per
Doretha Hall goes
is more.
$2 worth of gas. Yes, Doretha.
Yeah, I really was. See, people don't understand that term insurance, in truth, costs more than permanent insurance. Why? Because when you're doing what's hard first,
Gotcha.
when you're doing what's hard first, yes, at first it's like, oh my God, this costs a lot. This is hard. But as you keep doing it, as you keep doing it, as you keep doing it, it starts to get easy. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden you say, oh my God. Then if you have paid $10,000 inside of the life insurance plan in 10 years, and you look over it and you says, okay, I put all this money into a life insurance policy and I'm not dead. So then you say it's 10 years, but then you say, oh my God. In 10 years, every dime I put into the life insurance policy, it's in the life insurance policy, it's cash, and I can take it back out.
Right.
On a term, you didn't die, so
Right.
all the money that you putting into a term insurance and you don't die, there's no money because it's gone.
Bye-bye.
So it really costs you more with the cheap stuff than with the hard stuff. And think about what I'm saying. If you go to school if you take the most easiest subject in college, don't expect to be able to come out when you get that degree to make a whole lot of money because they know that subject was easy, so they're not going to pay you. You know, everything is relative, you know? The hard things, if you do something that's rare, you're a specialist, you get paid more. When you do things that anybody could do it, you don't get paid more. That's just the way the system, that's the way economics work, you know? So I started out by having this conversation with you because I just want people to look at, not just look at it for face value, but look at the concept of it, you know?
Okay.
And when we look at real estate, a lot of people who's been working for 30 years, the kids are out the house, and their goal is to pay off their home. And their goal is to have a pension, a retirement, Social Security. And they feel like, okay, they have retired and they have right. And that's what most people's goals are, is to get to the finish line where they don't have to work anymore, where they save money, they put money into a retirement plan, and now they're going to live off the fruits of their labor.
Okay.
But that money is always going to be attacked because of taxation.
Okay.
So you have a fireman, or you have a correctional officer, or you have a doctor, you have anybody who has saved over 30 years, and now they have retirement. Now they're going to get Social Security, and they're going to get a pension, or they're going to have some sort of lump sum of money where they can live off each month. It's going to be a tax. They're going to be attacked by taxes. Now, if you think that taxes, you just pay taxes on income, the money that you bring in. We pay taxes on almost everything, Lynda.
Absolutely.
So the average person pay more than like 41% of their money out on taxes. And I'm not saying just income taxes, but you get taxed at the grocery, you get taxed at the gas station, you get taxed on clothes, you get taxed everywhere.
Everything you buy.
everything you buy.
Electronics, yeah.
That's taxes. So really your money, see, most people can't see that, so they don't understand that. That's why I say it's always more than one thing going on. Just because you can see, that's not it. I mean, look at me. I'm black, this black guy with these glasses on. There's more to me than just that. And there's certainly more to you, Lynda, than just you being a beautiful black girl, lady. I mean, there's more to you.
A whole lot, yeah.
A whole lot.
Yeah.
You know? So there's always more than what it appears to be. Don't just be like the mice and see the cheese right there and go, oh, somebody's stupid. They left some cheese right here. And they go and get it and bam, it's in a trap. You got to always say, what's really going on? Is this easy or is it difficult? Now, let me tell you something. I'm going to give you the key. I'm going to give you the cheat sheet. Do everything that appears to be difficult and hard. A skinny man who wants to get muscles, he can't not go to the gym and lift 3 pounds and think he's going to get buff. A skinny man has got to lift weight that's heavy, not easy, heavy, not easy, in order to bulk up and build muscle. You understand the concept?
Absolutely.
So if you want to achieve, you got to do the stuff that's hard. Now, a skinny man that's lifting instead of 3 pounds, he's lifting 15 or 20 or 30 or 40 pounds. When he first do it, when he goes home, he or she going to be what?
A little sore.
Sore.
Absolutely.
And oftentimes when they're sore, they go what?
I'm not doing this again.
I ain't doing this no more. It
this
hurts.
hurts. Yeah.
Anyone who has bulked up, they'll tell you, yes, in life, when you do something that's going to give you results, it's always going to hurt a little bit. It ain't going to kill you. It's going to hurt because it's discomfort. You're building muscle.
Yeah.
And that concept is with everything, right? Tell me where that concept don't work. Tell me where what I just said, that principle is not valid. It's valid on everything.
It is.
Everything in life.
It is.
And as adults, we don't talk about this.
And some of us still don't get it.
Oh my God. Some of us
still don't get it.
just don't get it.
Yeah.
Don't want to believe it.
Yeah.
Just want to keep going down that road. It doesn't, no. If you want to grow, you got to change. So now, I was looking at real estate. Real estate, some people say, I hate real estate.
Yeah.
Now, why do you think they say, I have my house, but I don't want to own no property? Why do you think they say that? Is it because it's easy or because it's hard?
No, it's hard, Robert. You know how many times I've called and dealt with non-paying tenants. Why is the baby throwing the toy in the toilet? Please don't put grease down the sink. Y'all stop playing the music loud. Oh, my God, the taxes went up this amount. Oh, goodness, now I got to evict you again. Oh, your check bounced. I mean, I have been, thank you for being my sounding board. It's not easy, especially in the beginning when you're getting your groove on and you got tenants coming in and out. You're like, why can't I get good tenants? And finally it clicks. And it's running on autopilot and it's running great. And you can kind of, say what you make and not say what you make. And you mean I can deduct this. So in the beginning, it was very hard. And I had a lot of people saying, why are you doing that, Lynda? How do you know you're going to get a tenant? Aren't you scared you're going to end up having to pay that mortgage and not have anybody rent? So it was very, very difficult. I'm not saying, and I think what happens, a lot of people make the mistake. It just sounds good saying, I own property.
Oh.
It's just a cocktail party conversation, a water cooler. Oh, man, I'm telling you, when I used to be out there dating, well, I still am because I'm getting married this year. One of the things that you guys used to always, try to talk up to is, you're thinking, what's wrong? My tenant just called me. Let me call my tenant back. As if it's something, you dropping some kind of little carrot there. My tenant this, I got tenant. Did I tell you I have tenants? Or I got real estate, I got tenant. Yeah. I know for a fact it's not easy.
Yes.
You know, so you can't charm me by saying you own real estate. The key is how are you handling it, and you know, is it cash flowing for you?
Yeah.
That's what's
So
up.
so you talked about all the bad things
I
about,
sure did,
you know,
and I know about it.
and I guess, you know, owning real estate, you still, because it could be difficult because you're still dealing with another human
Absolutely.
and you're dealing with their problems.
Mm-hmm.
Even though your rent is such and such a certain amount, then they got all kind of excuses.
Right.
So that's just a part of life,
It is.
right?
It is.
And that's hard until you get good tenants.
Right.
But as you do it over and over and over, it becomes easy.
Oh, it's a piece of cake now.
You learn.
It's on autopilot now.
When you
Yeah.
first start out, you probably didn't have a good handyman.
No, oh my
But
God,
you
that's
gotta-
a whole nother thing. Oh,
You have to keep going on
Yes.
until you find the right handyman.
right. Somebody
Right?
reliable, good price, will
Yes.
show up, do what they say, fix the problem. Yes.
Okay, so since that's hard, if that's hard in what you're saying, there's got to be the glory that come with it, the good stuff. Tell me, what does it do for you
Man.
economically? Because when you do what's hard, like being the brain surgeon as opposed to being the floor sweeper.
Okay.
The brain surgeon has all kind of nightmare stuff. I mean, you know, had to stay up studying, you know, tests, take so long.
Right.
But now once that's over and he has been doing it or she has been doing it for a while, she can do it with her eyes closed. She's so good at it. And the money is just flowing.
Yeah.
So now with you dealing with them tenants and, you know, just dealing with, you know, John the
Handyman,
plumber, the
and
handyman, the
right.
roof and all that.
Vacancies in the roof. And
So why would you do that? What is the good part of it? What happens?
so you probably people would say, well, Lynda, why would you recommend other people to go through that hardship? Well, now that I pushed through all of that, Robert, the tax benefits.
Oh my God.
The tax benefits. We'll talk about that. The cash flow, the fact that I know between the first and the third, whether I open my eyes, get out of bed, and board in Tahiti, there will be money in my account.
And somebody is paying off
Somebody's paying off my mortgage
your mortgage.
and taking care of my lifestyle.
And when they're paying it off, the government says, you know, Lynda,
Mm-hmm.
since you are providing housing and we don't have to do it, the government, we're going to give you all kind of tax benefits. So the money you made over there on that project or the money you made over there, when you sum all your money up and it's time to do your income taxes, we're going to remember that you have one property and you have housing. So we're going to charge you less taxes on your other money. So if you work for the county, the state, or whatever, we're going to make sure that the taxes that you normally would pay if you did not own real estate or rental property, we're going to lower that for you.
You know, I got a confession to make. I
Okay.
can't even say I was that smart to realize all of the list of benefits of owning the real estate.
Most people
when
not.
I first got in it.
Most people are not.
I just said, wait a minute. I could buy this. My first one was a doopie in my early 20s. The mortgage is what? And I can get this amount for rent and live on this side. And so they're paying my mortgage. That's all I cared about. I didn't know all those other benefits. So
Yes.
I must admit I wasn't that smart. But I just went for the cash flow part.
Well, it's just like me when I was buying term, and then I started buying cash value insurance. I did not know all of the benefits. I just
benefits.
thought, but I know the rich people was buying cash value, whole life, or IULs. They were doing that as opposed to buying the cheap, easy
And I knew
stuff.
back then most billionaires made their money from real estate.
Yeah,
Back then, I mean, now it's a little different. So I didn't know all the other benefits.
yeah.
I gotta admit that.
So and then the thing, so a lot of people say, okay, you know, they don't like dealing with tenants.
Right.
You know, there's an app
be
for that.
hard.
There's an app for that.
Yes, there is.
You can have someone that'll take care of all of your tenant problems. You just pay them 10%. So in other words, if you're getting $1,500 a month, you pay them $150. That's tax deductible,
You don't get the phone call.
and you don't get the phone calls. I have property that I don't even know the tenants, right?
No, you don't. You,
I never talked
you
to a
go, hey,
tenant.
Lynda, what's the address to my property?
Yeah. You remember when I bought a property and this lady she needed money right away, And she says, I need $110,000 like tomorrow.
Right.
And I think the property was valued at least $200,000. And I didn't even know the address.
No, you
Matter of
didn't.
fact, I said, Lynda, can you go in and look at it and see if it's okay? And Lynda said, you went in and you checked it out, and the next day, it was a duplex. You know that thing is worth.
You probably get a lot of calls for that.
I get so many calls for that. You know that property is North Miami. That thing is worth $370,000 now. I paid $110,000, but I was ready. I had that cash, and I paid it. It's worth $370,000. So now, and I can't even tell you all the tax benefits that comes from that in terms of all the other money that you make. That right there is like having 10 children.
Yeah. And I my real estate was taxed less than when I was working for the city of Miami.
Yes.
My earnings were taxed at a higher rate
Yes. So
than my rental income.
So I think that now,
Okay.
I think that most people don't understand that there's more to owning real
Okay.
estate, the benefits of it, you know?
Okay.
Now, let's say that you have a home and you've been living in that home for a long time. So let's say the house you paid off because, you went by the old thinking, hurry up and pay this house off. And the house is in Opelika or Miami Gardens or
Okay.
whatever, okay? Somewhere. And you pay the house up. But now you say, you're tired of living in this house. There's two things you could do. You could pull the equity out of that house to give you cash. When you
Okay.
pull the equity out, especially interest rates are low, it's not a taxable event. You don't have to pay tax. And a lot of people didn't know that. You don't have to, when you pull money out of something that you already own, it's not a taxable event. It's called
It is when you sell it,
it's when you sell it.
but not when you pull
It's
money
not a
out.
taxable event. So you pull money out, and then you say, you know what? I'm going to go buy me another property with that, and I'm going to live in that. Now, the one that you pull money out, the old house that you used to, guess what? You turn that into a rental property.
Done it many times.
Now, that's your first rental property. Now, when you turn it into a rental property, now, when you cut the lawn, when you paint it, when you change the doorknob, guess what? That is tax deductible on your income taxes. Before, when you have your own home and it's your primary residence, if you get a new kitchen, that's not tax deductible. Any improvements you do to the house, you can't write it off in your taxes because that's your primary residence. If you cut the grass, you can't deduct that.
Right. That's
If you
your
get-
homestead.
That's your homestead. You
Right.
can't deduct that. But you pull the equity out, you go buy another property if you want to, you turn that into a rental.
Now the party starts.
Now the party starts. Now, especially if you retire. Oh my God, now the party
So
starts.
let's go over some of these things. Like we said, there's more to real estate.
Yes.
So let's talk about, we're going to talk about the tax benefits, depreciation, cash flow, the different ownership types, using equity to buy more. How about the ownership types? Let's talk about that. The different ways you can own real estate.
You can own it in a trust. It's one of my favorite things. I'm still going to talk to you about that.
Okay.
You can own it in a trust, which is the best. And then you can own it in the LLC.
Own it in your solo 401k.
You can own it in your solo 401k, your retirement. You ain't got to just have stocks and be in the market. You can own real estate in a retirement account, solo, or even a self-directed IRA. But I don't really like the self-directed IRAs because you can't borrow from it. You can't leverage it.
You can't
The
leverage
solo
it.
401ks, you can actually borrow money from that and do other things,
other things.
from your, and you don't have to get permission from nobody but yourself. So I like
You can
that.
own it in the LLC.
You can own it in an LLC.
And I think we talked earlier about the benefits of that. So 305-825-1444. We can talk about it more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Corporation, S corp, different ways you can own real
Business
estate.
trust.
Business trust.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How about the cash flow part during retirement?
Oh my goodness. Now, that's
More to real estate.
listen. It's more to real estate. That cash flow. Because think about this. I actually like it more than a 401k.
Whoa.
You know why?
Why?
Because when you put money inside of a 401k, you hurry up, put money in the 401k, and the money that when it grows there, the taxes are postponed.
Kicking the can down the
Yes.
down the street. Okay.
And I don't know anything there. I don't know anything that's really good to postpone that it's gonna get better.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, and then plus, when you postponing taxes to the future, in the future, we don't even know what the tax bracket or whatever the tax rates are going to be.
I think it'll be higher, not lower.
So
That's
why
one
would you
thing,
why
right.
would you push
Gotcha.
a payment, a bill off until 10 years?
Knowing it's going to cost more.
Knowing it's going to cost more.
Gotcha.
You understand?
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So
gotcha.
that's, but if you take that extra money and you use it to buy real estate, then you don't never have to worry about the tax man. Listen, we own real estate, man, off the cash flow. We don't pay no taxes. It's all kind of paper losses that you get, depreciation, write-offs, and Larissa, I'm gonna tell you something, Larissa Humphrey is the best. If you got real estate and you want to know about tax strategies, you got to go see the certified tax coach, Larissa Humphrey at Abundant Returns in Atlanta. She got clients all over the world. Nobody don't do my taxes but her.
But her.
Corporate taxes, personal taxes, all the business taxes, right?
Yeah, what you don't know will cost you money. You absolutely have to get the right team behind you.
Yes.
Right.
Just like you say, the handy person, right?
Oh, yes.
You got to have a good plumber, right?
How about depreciation?
Oh, so
We talked
depreciation.
about the tax, one of the tax benefits.
Now think about this. This is what the government says on depreciation. I want you to understand the concept of depreciation. Again, I'm gonna give you an example, a principle that most of us know.
Okay.
If you go and buy a car today, especially a brand new car, and let's say the car costs $50,000, as soon as you drive the car off the lot, it loses 20 to 25% of its value.
By the time you get to that first red light.
Right.
Right.
So 12,500 is gone.
Gone. Okay.
If you bring it back, they can't sell it. Reason why? Because if you keep the car for a week and they bring it back, they cannot
They
illegally.
won't buy it back from you for the same amount?
No, because the dealer can't legally say to the new person that want to buy that car that this is a new car. Because the title has already been transferred to you,
Okay.
even though you kept it for a month
Even though I got
or a
less
week.
than 1,000 miles?
If you kept it for a week and you said, listen, dealer, I don't want this car anymore.
Right.
I changed my mind. And, it could have, 100, it could have 50 miles on it. When you bring it back to the dealer can't legally sell it to the next customer as a new car. It's a used car.
Gotcha.
So the used car, that means that the value has to drop.
Gotcha.
So I never buy brand new cars.
No.
Especially when you can buy a car that's 1 year old, 2 year old, 3 year olds that has warranty for 5 or 6 years.
Gotcha.
That's what you want. You want that warranty. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So when you buy a new car, it actually depreciates because if you try to resell it, they're going to give you they're going to give you the book value.
Right.
Okay, why am I talking about cars when you're asking about real estate? You got that concept. We know that, right?
Right.
So when you buy a duplex or a rental property, not a residential, you can't do this with your home, your residence.
Okay.
But the government says if you buy a house, a rental property, let's say for $200,000 or $150,000 or $300,000, each year when you buy it, it loses its value. It depreciates. Not really. We know real estate goes up.
It's appreciating.
Right. But technically, just like the car, real estate has a lifeline. Did y'all know that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Real estate
Have a
has a
life.
life. And it starts every time a new buyer buys it, the lifeline starts all over again for that new buyer.
Gotcha.
So you could buy a house, you could buy a rental property that was built in 1950. It has been depreciated off. Now I go and buy that property. Guess what? It starts right now.
Absolutely.
And it depreciate. Now, depreciate means that on my income taxes, there's a section there in the real estate section that said how much is allocated toward depreciation. $6,000.
Right.
Whoa. Where did that come from?
Right.
That's like a coupon going to the store, buy
And then
one,
you
get
go,
one
but
free.
no, it appreciated in value. It's worth more now.
That's why
It's
the
worth-
rich do it.
Absolutely. And so very often, like I've owned some of my properties, 17, 20 years, so I'm about the end of this life value. Maybe it's time to start thinking about, the next person getting in on it so they can start the life cycle again. But you're right. Every year that I own it, the life cycle or the life value, the depreciation, the numbers change.
Right. And then so I can hear some people saying real estate is so high, real estate is so high. Let me tell you something.
It is high, Robert.
But it's
In
not
South Florida.
In South Florida, in certain areas, major cities is high. But there's people all over the country, all over the world. Listen, 3 years ago I bought a piece of property and real estate was high then. I bought a piece of property in Alabama.
Alabama.
$16,000 cash. Section 8. They give me $525 a month. That's all mine. Oh, $16,000.
Not bad.
That's more than $6,000 cash flow a year. In 3 years, I done got $18,000, $19,000.
You paid for it.
It's already paid for.
Gotcha.
And guess what? It's going to keep going. And now, do you know I get stuff in the mail all the time saying, hey, we'll give you $75,000 for it. I'm like, no, I don't need it.
Right.
So then I get depreciation.
Right.
Larissa hooked me up.
Right.
Tax lady,
Right.
you know.
Right. There's more to real estate.
And that's just in Alabama. But you know what? I found we got clients that buying property in Missouri. Listen.
Tennessee.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Missouri. Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, you can buy property for $40,000 and rent it out for $1,100 a month. That's so listen, the whole point is if you talking about making money and getting money, you got to make the world your home.
Yeah.
Rich people don't just stay in one area.
Yeah.
Do you think that rich people do you think that Elon Musk or Bezos, they just invest in South Florida?
No.
You're a farmer. You go and you buy different places. Georgia.
So now, another thing about real estate, using equity to buy more, that property you just gave the example in Alabama, you can consider, since you're getting letters saying I'll buy it for 75, maybe borrowing 50, 60,000 from it because it's free and clear now,
Right.
and buy more real estate.
That's leverage.
Using the equity from that to go buy more. Now you've just created a mortgage on a property that didn't have a mortgage, but the tenant will pay it, and the new real estate you can buy cash.
That's the move. That's the move. Now, why would you have a free and clear property, and why would you pull cash out of it? Because when you pull cash out of it, you limit your risk. Because when you have a paid off home, it's risky. All the risk is on you now. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, let's give an example. Let's say you have a house and the house is worth $400,000.
Okay.
And you have no mortgage.
Okay.
Your neighborhood, man across the street, next to you, everybody's house in the area is about $400,000. And y'all have your houses paid off and you feel good. You know, your chest is out.
Right.
But you in a vulnerable state. Why? Because if the house down the street get foreclosed on, and now you do a Zillow or you do an appraisal, your property value is not at $400,000 anymore. It's at $350,000. Or if we had a recession like, back in 2008, now it's down to, $300,000. So it's like, man, it was worth $400,000. Now it's down to $300,000. But that's all you. That's you risk.
You have this free and clear house that was worth $400,000 and now it's worth $3 something.
Right.
And it's all on you. You
Right.
can't do anything about it.
No, and it's dead money.
And it's dead money.
So what we like to do, if you have a house like that, we like to say how to secure that $400,000 asset. Go and pull $300,000 out of it. And interest rates are so low, you're gonna pay next to
my
nothing.
goodness.
So pull $300,000 out. Now the property value drops to $250,000. Guess what? You got your money. And now you put the risk on the bank.
Absolutely.
And the bank don't really want to foreclose because the house you pulled $300,000. Now the house only valued at $250,000.
They will work with you.
They'll
That's
work
why
with
they
you.
got all that. Let's redo your loan, and yeah.
And you have the money.
And you got the money in your hand.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's how you use real estate for more.
I would not want to sit on a property free and clear and leave it up to the world events, global events, economy, a pandemic to cause my property value to go down. I have no say so. I don't have it in my hands. So I'm leaving the value of my biggest asset up to things I can't control.
Yes.
A pandemic will bring it down. You follow me, Robert?
Yes.
GDP numbers come out and it's plummeting. So I'd rather get my money and have it in my hand and not leave the value of my biggest asset up to the universe.
Yes.
The
yes.
world.
And even if you do have, and you now you're just hearing these strategies, and you have money, you're getting ready to retire, then you come talk to us because we'll tell you how you can use a solo 401k to buy the real estate. Now, solo 401k, let's say you had $300,000 and you want to buy real estate all over the country and you want to get that cash flow.
Right.
But you're 54 years old. And the rule says you can't take money out of a retirement account without a penalty until you're 59 and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But when you roll it over to a solo 401k, that age drops to 55.
Ooh.
Now you could take the cash flow out just like regular ordinary income. Isn't that
You
something?
guys need to give us a call because what you don't know will and most often do cost you money.
Yes.
And that's what we're about, making sure you don't run out of money and you continue your lifestyle. We're certified financial planners, this young man, over 30 years. We're all licensed securities broker. We're not telling you what we heard. We're telling you what we know, what we're living, the mistakes we've made. We're not just trying to make it all roses and champagne. We can tell you the mistakes we've made as well, Robert, and how to correct it.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm telling you, if nothing else, this whole 2020 and now it seems like 2021, the whole madness around us, you better get your financial house in order.
Yeah.
Stop all that foolishness. Stop all that, oh, I'm scared, I didn't know this. You have people that know this. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
You have people that's been through it, that's willing to share. What are you waiting for? You can't afford to just sit back and keep doing the same old.
Time is ticking.
Time waits for no one. Our number 305-825-1444. Justine, I'm about to have a lips. I got my Invisalign.
Oh, yeah, you sound like you have a lips.
a little something
Got
going
some
on.
Invisaligns in.
Invisalign
Oh man,
in.
look, we see Otto Lattimore. He's a good tax guy also.
Hi, Mario.
Otto.
How are you? Jarvis Stokes says y'all dropping. You dropping some knowledge. Good deal.
And
We trying
Lily
to.
Mae Rowe Vickers. How you doing, Miss
Good
Vickers?
morning. Good morning.
I forgot about you, Miss Vickers. I got you. Yeah. So there's always more. So even if you don't want to do the day-to-day operations on real estate, let me tell you something. The government gives you a lot of benefits for owning real estate because what they're saying is like you're helping housing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you see a lot of rich people they own real estate all over the
I'm
country.
going through a little bit with this moratorium on evictions. Again, we try to tell the good and bad, Robert.
but you know what?
I'm not happy about
Yeah,
the fact that I can't evict. And I know I said you, Hanifa, I'm calling you out. You know you haven't paid me. And you riding out this pandemic.
Let's talk
thing.
about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Some of your tenants,
Mm-hmm.
they pay you out of their own pockets.
Yes.
Okay. Some of the tenants are on Section 8.
Yes.
Okay.
Those are good.
Now the tenants that are on Section 8, is that check still coming?
Still coming. There's so many programs. There's Citrus. There's Section 8. There's Veterans. There's a lot of programs
Yes.
out there.
Okay.
And the check comes.
Okay.
No interruption.
Okay. I got one. Listen, I got one friend of mine and client. We do business together.
Uh-huh.
And this guy works for Merrill Lynch.
Okay.
And I helped him get a 4-bedroom property a few years ago.
Okay.
And we got it at a good price. You know,
Okay.
I had helped him. And this guy's an advisor, but we talk all the time. He's one of them good advisors that listen, we don't have on the shelf, but Rob, listen, I know you got it, so help me out. I'm trying to win. And
That's
then
what's up.
and he'll send clients to, because he know that they don't.
He's helping the client.
Yeah.
That's
He'll send
excellent.
clients. That's a good brother,
That's a good brother.
So this guy, I love this guy. Listen, he's energetic and man, he's going, he's young and he's doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, my time go by so fast. I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, his first we got a 4-bedroom property, and he making good money off of it, right? And then we just find out he stopped by there and he found out that the tenant who's renting a 4-bedroom property is running a ALF out of it.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that, and he didn't even know it.
He didn't even know it. So let's just say he's
He
charging
went by to what? Get money out of it or
something.
something?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He wanted to refinance. He wanted to refinance it. The appraiser came there to refinance it, and the appraiser said, "Listen, it's a business in here.
Beds everywhere.
Now he
Oh,
has
my
a 4-bedroom
goodness.
house that he's renting out. I think he was getting like $2,000 or something a month, right? Or $2,500 a month. So he rents it to this lady. The lady pays him on time. Best tenant. You know why she pay him on time?
Never call him about any problem.
She never called him about nothing. You know why she paying him on time?
Why?
Because she is running an ALF. She got about 10, 11 beds in there. And she's getting $1,500 per person in his property.
Right.
So she's making $16,000 a month. Of course she's gonna pay him $2,500. And he like, oh my God. These are things that you can do at real estate. You don't just really have to have one tenant.
Right.
If you all these government programs for veterans, they need housing. They need housing.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, man. You know, on one of our units, remember we missed it by I think 60 yards or 60 feet.
Yeah, to get an ALF, you couldn't be within 1,000 feet of another ALF, and it was I think 20 feet. It was crazy.
And we could get like $3,000 per person.
Yeah.
And we can put 20 people in there.
Yeah.
And we missed it by like 60 feet. You know, I started to hire a lobbyist. I got so
We
busy
can probably get a variance.
to get a variance, get lost change, you know. But
these
these are the strategies. I'm telling you. You know, you guys don't know, man. You got to start thinking, man. It's not always what you know. It's how you do it.
But to your point, Robert, all this stuff we're talking about, we're spitting it out there, but it takes work. It's not the low-hanging fruit. It's not the easy. It's not the candy. It's not the sweeping the floor. It is researching. It is finding out what you can do. It is hiring that lobbyist or that consultant to find out what you can. And it is following through. And it
Yes.
is making sure, or hiring someone to do it.
And I'm so
you don't
glad-
have to reinvent the wheel.
And I'm so glad you said that because most of us think that we need to go buy a piece of property and rent it out to one person.
Right.
But let me tell you something. There's so many government programs for helping people that are aging out of foster home. There's so many programs for veterans that you provide housing. Now, if you got a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom, you don't just have to rent it to one person. You can rent it to 4 different people. But you have to get it conditioned and you have to get it, prepared.
You got to
and
get the
inspected.
exit sign.
That's
you gotta
hard.
Get but
That's
it's
hard.
It is in
But
the
boy,
beginning.
oh my God.
Yeah.
You can make a
You gotta have
lot
a
of
certified
money.
person there. But going to a job, if I hear one more person complain about their 9 to 5 and they supervisor, they say they know more than, I mean, that's hard too. When I worked for the city, the hardest thing was getting up in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you got these personalities. So there's nothing easy out there, whether you working a 9 to 5 or you creating your own business.
So when
There's
y'all
nothing
call
easy
here, I
out
want
there.
y'all to call and say, "Hey, Rob, what's hard? What are y'all doing that's hard that's going to help our life?" That's what I want you. Don't say what's easy. You know what I mean? Yeah. And Joe says, "What is an ALF?"
Oh, and Don Patterson answered.
Don.
Assistant living facility.
That's right.
ALF. Thank you. But we got some smart
Yes,
viewers,
we do.
don't we?
Yeah, Don. All right. And that's just one program called ALF. They got all kind of senior. They got adult living. They got adult daycare programs that they paying
Citrus is for slightly
a little off,
off,
little challenge.
little challenge.
But you got a
But
property.
they can live alone.
Oh man,
I
we've
love
called
it.
them, right?
Oh yeah.
They'll fill your place
I
up.
got the lady. I got the hookup. They have a 2-year waiting list.
Yes.
So again, it's not easy, but nothing is. And if it was, everybody would be doing it. But here's what I can tell you, Robert. It gets easier.
Yeah.
I'm a living witness.
Well, Linda, learning how to ride a bike
Right.
was hard.
It was hard.
I mean,
got the
failed.
straight knees to prove it. Yeah.
But
yeah.
you keep on,
Yeah.
you keep on,
Yeah.
and then it gets easy.
I
Now,
agree.
I started riding a bike when I was a kid. Now I'm 62 years old. Tomorrow Sunday, I'm gonna go ride 30 miles on my bike.
I was just going to ask if you still do that.
Of course I still do it. As a matter of fact, I was just riding with my granddaughter and Natalie, your sister,
Okay.
and I started riding no hands. And I'm 62, But at first time, that was hard.
Wow.
Learning how to swim.
Parnell said, I'm about to get me an ALF. Parnell, you going to put the lady out and
you
start her
calling her that
ALF?
name. You calling her
Oh,
that.
my bad. Oh, man, I'm
That's
sorry.
right. But it's so many different programs.
is.
I always say, man, I'm telling you, the difference between all of us, aside from our gender, color, race, the only difference between us really is how we think. That's the only thing that really separates us, other than what I mean by, other than what the eye sees. That what it appears to be. Y'all stop going for the y'all stop
Gotta
going
get
for the
in
okey
people's
doke.
head and find
Stop
out what they think
what
and how
appears
they-
to be. Term life insurance. Oh, that's so easy. That's the best. Come on, it's got to be something. If they selling something higher that costs more, it's got to be something in it. It's got to be a benefit that you don't know about it. Stop going for the low-hanging fruit. You got to wake up. Now, I know people are telling you and telling you and telling you that. You just believe them. But you don't personally know those people.
Right.
They on TV just
Right.
talking. And they selling books. And you don't know. They got a contract with the people who they tell you to buy term insurance with. I'm telling you, you got to start thinking. Always do what's hard, because I promise you, it will get easy. And then when it get easy, boy,
It's nice.
sky's the limit, and it is nice.
Give us a call. Our number 305-825-1444. I can tell my lips with this Invisalign. 305.
But you're gonna have your teeth gonna get straight up.
825
Just doing what's hard.
144. Right, doing what's hard. Give us a call, 305-825-1444. We love what we do. We share everything. Jarvis, thank you. This is my favorite show on the internet. Y'all drop knowledge that changes people's lives if you take action.
You got
Amen.
You got to take action. You know,
Yeah.
all of us have thoughts.
Yeah.
We have 80,000 thoughts a day. But what are you doing with the thoughts? Thoughts
Yeah.
come and they go. You know, they come and go. You know, you really, really have to be proactive. You know, you got to be a doer and not just a sayer. You know, listen, we got to go. It's
Hey,
9
Wanda,
o'clock.
I'll call you later today.
We got to go. Listen, it's 9 o'clock already. Let's stay tuned for my daughter Hyacinth and Tavares. They'll be up at 9:15 to about 10:15ish, and then James T and myself, we're coming on for Understanding Money Part 2. We're gonna recap. We have a lot in store for you, and then tomorrow at 6 a.m., my daughter Jasmine, my youngest daughter out of 5 kids, she's working at the Henderson Financial Group. Her and my nephew Charles, he's 25. Oh, he's 24. Jasmine's 25. Yeah,
okay.
they're cousins, and they have a show called Baggage Claims. So they'll be on tomorrow night, and they're going to be discussing more financial strategies for you. Matter of fact, they're going to be talking about, is it better to buy a car or lease a car, or should you buy a new car or used car?
That's a question a lot of people have.
Yeah, we
So
can think.
listen in, yeah.
Yeah, Mario said, Rob, why don't y'all talk about that? You know, so
Okay.
Mario, thank you. We love you, man. Mario's such a good dude, man. He's my brother from another mother, you know. So they're going to be talking about that tomorrow, and then every Wednesday night from 7 p.m. you got the men talking. That's Tavares and also Antonio. Okay, they have a wonderful show, and listen, I know you guys will like that. And then every Wednesday at 12 noon, Heisey and I talk about transitions. And father and daughter, we talk about financial strategies and just life and how we got here, okay? But listen, we got to go.
Thank you, Miss
before we go.
Redhead. Love you too.
All right, let's say hello to everybody. Goodbye, because we got to get out of here. We got
Lily Mae Roll Vickers. Hey, Doretha, thank you so much for hanging in there with us. Mario, Miss Redhead, Rhonda, thank you so much, everybody.
Okay.
Jarvis, Iris Hamilton, thank you. Witherspoon.
Witherspoon. All right, we got to go.
Have a great day.